I would generally say no cap, but this is in fact plenty of cap. That's a joke, by the way.
What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to share with you my daily the five things that I do every single day in order to increase my productivity and stay super focused on what needs to get done in my business. All right, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to jump into this in just a little bit. First off, we've got some items to ship. So I'm going to go over that with you. What sold last night, what needs to be shipped, what we're doing, and then all of the money behind it, what things sold for, what they're shipping for, what the take home is. Let's get into it.
Right here on, what is this, Poshmark, we've got two sales. A pair of Hoka 1-1s sold for $47, and a pair of Saucony Cohesion 6s sold for $30. So we've got those two. And then here on Mercari, we've got this pair of Asics Gel-tastic volleyball shoes. Someone sent me an offer for $28. I accepted the offer. And this pair of Adidas Marquee Boost basketball shoes for $39. Let's go. And then we've got these three orders here. I'm covering up the buyers. We've got this pair of New Balance 857s sold for $59 plus shipping. Then right above that, we've got a pair of Air Force One. We sold those for $34 plus shipping. And then we've got this American Muscle Car Legends clock, sold that for $37, free shipping. Let's get the stuff pulled and packaged and shipped out. All right, here we are on Vendoo. We need to take those listings down from the other platforms where they are still currently for sale. So we're starting with this Asics Gel-tastic volleyball shoe. Just to verify that this is the correct shoe, we're looking at the size. It was a Gel-tastic size 7, so I know we're on the correct shoe here. All I'm going to do is mark over here under Mercari as sold, mark it as sold, verified, and then it delists from eBay and delists from Poshmark right there. And then we're on to the next. All right, next is the Adidas Marquee. Pull that up. We'll list it as sold on Mercari, and there it goes. Delisting from Posh and eBay. You can see all of these other platforms over here that you can cross list to. Facebook is under beta right now. Kitizen, Tradesy, Depop, Grailed, Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy, and of course eBay. It's great software to be using. Definitely highly recommend that you check it out if you haven't already. There is a link in the description of this video for 25% off your first month trying it out. You can try it with like a very basic package, and then if it's something you like, you build it up to your desired needs, and then if it's not what you want, you just cancel it and then go about your life. Then the second step that I do it platform by platform generally, is I will grab the item that I need to fill in all of the information for. And so in this case, we have the Adidas Marquee. I put the title in there. I put the SKU, which is 205. I put the date that it was sold, which was 4/26/21. I paid $5.50 for this pair of shoes and sold them for $39. Now I did sell them for free shipping, so I am going to put the $11.50 for the Mercari there, free shipping, making $19 on these. And then I have this drop down here. I mark it as Mercari, so I know, and then move on to the next one, which was the Asics Gel-tastic. That was SKU number 115. That sold on 4/28/21. Paid 5.5. Sold for 28. I did sell this one, I think, for, yes, free shipping as well. And so made $10 on those total. I just doubled my money basically. Those volleyball shoes, those Asics Gel-tastic volleyball shoes, are not great to sell. I'll probably stop picking those up. I've sold several pairs, but it's very hard to do more than double your money. Going back to Vendoo, we need to delist all of the items that sold on eBay. And so the first one we're starting with is number 298. That's this pair of New Balance. We sold these for $59 plus shipping. Let's see, eBay, we are marking them as sold. And then while I'm here, I can actually just grab these, copy, switch over here, paste, 298. These sold for 26/21, 5.5. Sold them for $59 plus shipping. However, whenever I put my sold price, I put it as with the shipping price included, because I charge $10 for shipping. Sometimes it goes for $8 or whatever. On this right here, because this has to have something put in, because I do have to pay for shipping from the account, I mark it as red. I have two more eBay that I'll be doing in a second. And so we're going to mark this as eBay. So this way, by marking it in red, I know to come back and fill in that value, just like you see with all of these other eBay shipments. All right, going back here. All right, now we just need to pull those items, pack them, and then get them shipped out. All right, the first thing we're looking for is the car clock. And that's gonna be in this bin right here. I just knew where it was because I just put it in here recently. There it is. Definitely more than a pound, but it's small, so I think we can get a good price on the shipping. So that's our first eBay sale pulled. Let's update our list here. eBay car clock, good. Let's get Nike 241. Back here, Nike 241 right here. What's interesting is these actually made it back to the racks, but they didn't get cross-listed. All right, Nike 241 is out. New Balance number 298. That's a big pair of New Balances. Let's grab them. I believe they're going to be way down here on this bottom. They are the biggest pair of New Balances down here. I think they're size 12.5, 4E. Like extra wide. Really excellent condition, that's for sure. So those are all of the eBay sales pulled. Asics 115. This is the volleyball pair that I'm so grateful to get out of my life. There's a few things that I do every day for a consistency's sake, and once I started doing these handful of things, sales picked up. I became more consistent. I became more successful in this reselling business. Adidas 205. These are the Adidas marquees right there. So pull this out of the way. Perfect. Great condition shoes. They were super dirty when I got them from the thrift, but we got them cleaned up beautifully. Well, that did not mark out correctly, but that's all right. Hoka number 62. Hoka 62. It will be on that bottom shelf down there. This is going to be really difficult to get to. Let's see. They're actually the furthest pair that I can get to. So let's see what we can do here. All right. Here we go. Number 62. This is a good pair of Hokas. Good condition. However, they don't have insoles. So that's why I sold them at the price I did. I could have gotten more out of them, but they didn't have the insoles. And so that brings the value down a little bit. All right, this last pair is the Saucony 175s. This is an easy pair to get to. Right here on this shelf, boom, easy. Don't do things to overcomplicate your business. Don't do things to overcomplicate your life. It might take a little bit of work up front to get things set up and organized. All right, guys, so now it comes time to package up the clock, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet with this. I do have a 1095 box, and I think it might fit. It will not fit. Okay, so not really sure what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, that's too tight to fit in there. And so what I can do, I mean, I got to wrap this with a generous amount of bubble wrap. So what I'll probably do is widen the narrow side of this to where it is a little bit thicker so I can fit a lot of bubble wrap. And then I will build the box, and I'll make two halves from two different boxes, but it'll be like one half of the box will be the majority of this box here. So not really sure. Stay tuned. We'll figure it out. The first thing, though, that we will do is bubble wrap. I do have this bubble wrap right here. I use the large bubbles whenever I'm packaging up bigger items. If you're packaging up smaller items, the small bubbles do really well. But for me, I like the big bubbles because I feel like there's added protection there. And so that is what I'm doing now. And just start bubble wrapping it. Remember, when you bubble wrap stuff, the bubbles go on the inside. They do not poke outward. You want them to actually touch the item that you are trying to protect. All right, so we got one layer of bubble wrap on right there, and then because there's some pieces that are sticking out, we're gonna go another layer. All right, so we are in fact Franken Boxing a box. Basically, Franken Box is whenever you alter a box. This is a regular 1095 mailing box with USPS, and so you can do this. It is not against the rules. It is absolutely within the rules. So that's what we're doing. Basically, you take your box, you measure out how much width you need or how much space you need, and you score a line. You don't cut it, but you score it. I have a razor blade here, a box cutter,
and I just lightly graze over, and it creates just a subtle line. So you simply score a line. You don't cut deep into it. Score that line, and then as you're folding, it just magically appears, and now we have the correct width of a box. One thing I would like to point out, whenever you're shipping this way, it's very, very wise to tape up those new creases where you just scored your line and then folded, because they end up being rather weak. And through the shipping process, those can come torn open very easily. So we're just gonna put a little piece of tape over it like that, cover that edge, and it's safe. Now, as you see, we cannot fit this in here. It just does not work. It's not going to go. So what we got to do is make another 1095 box, and we'll cut off about right there, and we'll make basically a cap for it. So the clock fits this measurement, right? From end to end, it fits, but it just doesn't fit in the width. So what I'm going to do is tape up this side so that we have a completely enclosed box like this. Now note, I'm not taping up this other corner here where we scored a line, because this is going to be the hacked off part that's going to be either the bottom or the top of our new box. Let's get another 1095 and I'll show you what I'm doing. I use a level because it's got a perfectly straight edge. You can use whatever you want. I just like using a level because it's what I have around. It's straight edge, it's heavy, it holds. Now, I measured on the other box on the distance from the edge of the box to where I need to be scoring, and it's exactly 4.5 inches. So I'm setting it at 4.5. I'm going to move my level right up to that. Just make sure that's squared off there. Take your razor blade up to the edge and just lightly score it. Do not put too much pressure. I like, whenever it's like this, I like to just put my cuts in for the flaps so that I can close them just like that. So those are the new flaps. Flip it over, do the same thing. 4.5 inches is the size for this. Once you do this for a while, you'll start to see things when they are straight. Boom. Done with that. Cut our new flaps. Remember, always cut away from yourself. Don't cut towards yourself like I'm doing. Always cut away from yourself. Safely fold up your razor, put it away. We're done with this thing now, so we put that away. Here's our score line right here. Fold it, it's our new crease. Same thing with the other side. We've already cut our new flaps when it was laying down, so these are ready to lay down and tape. This box is the exact same dimensions as the other box that we did. All right, so we got both ends done. We need to put tape on one of the scored edges there. Only one, because this is going to be a cap to the other box. And all I basically need to do is just sort of eyeball how big the box needs to be. I'll set this on top. That works perfect right there. All right, so I'm gonna take my pen and I'm just going to mark. I know it's a little bit hard to see this right now. Cool. So I have my mark. I'll move one of these boxes. What I did is I just set a mark with my Sharpie here on both boxes, so I know where the overlap is. I'm leaving a couple inches so we can actually slide it like a cap over like that. Okay, probably going to add a couple of pieces of cardboard. This foam that I use for my images, I don't want it to get destroyed. All right, there we go. That's good. And basically you just run it straight down. Like, it's not hard to cut straight down. And these cuts don't have to be perfect because it's capping over it, so they don't have to be perfect. There's going to be overlap. There we go. That was almost perfect. Man, I cut right to it. Now you see, here's half of our box that fits more than half the clock. The other one's going to slide over it. And then you'll just tape whatever ways you want to tape to get it sealed. All right. Here's our line that we set before. Straight down. Straight down, not hard. Straight down. Straight down. And we were off by about 1/4 inch there. No big deal. Now we're ready for the capping. I would generally say no cap, but this is in fact plenty of cap. That's a joke, by the way. So once you get here, you can start folding in these edges just to kind of get your cap over. There we go. And it's in there. So that's a nice snug box. I like to go around the edge like that and then go around the sides. And for me, that seems pretty secure. It's always worked. It's never had, I've never had a problem doing this. So let's go. All right, there's that. And now we'll go one time around and then we'll be set. And that box is ready to ship. Safe, secure, padded, looks professional, even though we had to Frankenstein it a bit. I'm confident this will show up safely. Next thing is weight and dimensions. So I got my little scale here. It's a perfect little Accutech scale. This is 2 pounds, 9 ounces. And so for this, I'm going to write it on the box. It'll get covered with the label. 2, 9. Our measurements are 15, 13, 5. 15, 13, 5. And this is going to Florida, so I don't think it'll be very expensive. All right, so for these dimensions, the weight was 2 pounds, 9 ounces rounded up, and it was 15 by 13 by 5. And so that shipping comes to be $9.64. I'm really happy about that. That's the priority shipping. I'm super pumped about that because this was a free shipping item. So that's good for me. So we're gonna say over here, $9.64 on our spreadsheet, $9.64. And it looks like we're coming out with $20 from this, $19.96. All right, guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit about productivity or how to be productive. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about habits versus goals. And you've heard me talk about this a lot. This is something I talk about quite often. And that is that in order to reach your goals, you need to set in motion good habits. What are the habits that you need to be setting in motion? That's for you to decide. But start with your end goal. And don't just have an end goal. Don't just say, I want to get ripped, okay? Or I want to make $1 million, or I want to buy this or that, or have a nice house. You have to break it down into actionable steps. And then those actionable steps become habits, and those habits lead to the change that you need to make in order to become successful with reaching your goals. So for me, I had some goals that I wanted to accomplish, and I spent every single day for the first 3 months of 2020 writing them down. I have this little notebook here. This is just a simple lined notebook from Walmart. And every single day I would write the same goals down over and over and over and over. But I wasn't actually putting anything into motion. You can see I actually started back in like November or December. Right there, I have these goals written down, things I want to accomplish in 2020. And some of these goals that I wrote down, $200,000 in revenue, a 40 to 60% net profit, 100 pairs listed this week, buy 2 rental properties in 2021, go to the gym 5 to 6 days per week, YouTube 5 days a week, and then 5 Udemy courses in 2021. Well, some of those I'm on track for hitting, and some of them I'm not. But it all comes down to breaking down our habits and seeing how we can put habits in motion. So what I did, because I didn't want to have to write down the 5 things, what I call my top 5, I didn't want to have to write them down every single day to check them off. So I went into Google Docs and I just made a simple doc with those items that I want to pay attention to. These are the things, these are the 5 habits that I need to do every single day, my daily 5. And then beyond that, I have bonus items. So you can see here, my daily 5, photograph 10 items to list, delist and relist 10 items via Vendoo. Remember, that's the program that I used earlier in the video where I was delisting from various platforms after the item sold on a different platform. You can try out the Vendoo software, 25% off for your first month. Check it out. Link is in the description. List and cross list 5 to 10 new items from drafts. I photograph my items. I upload those photos to a Google Drive folder where I have a guy who goes into that Google Drive folder and he creates drafts for me within eBay. And so he does a bunch of listings for me, leaves them as draft. I go in, I pick which ones I want for which days. And he'll often have 20, 30, 40 items in there ready as drafts. I go in, I click list on 10 items. That's one of my daily 5 items to do. Create a YouTube video, film, edit, and upload. I feel like I'm a long way from an upload per day, and I'm not even really sure I want to do 1 upload per day. Not sure that I'm ready for that, or that I have the bandwidth to do that. However, working on a video every day is part of my top 5. That might be filming one day, that might be filming just one segment one day and another segment another day, and then editing a different day and uploading. Not really sure, but the habit is to work on YouTube every single day consistently. And then This last one here is share the closet 2 to 3 times and send offers. So share my Poshmark closet 2 to 3 times per day, and then send offers on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari by the end of the day. Those are my daily 5. Photograph, delist, relist, list, and cross list, create a YouTube video, and share the closet. I've been doing these 5 things for the past, I don't know, couple weeks, and it's been explosive. Just the consistency that comes with it is explosive. You're putting new product out every day, which for me, historically, I'm not great at because I get one-track mind focused on YouTube for a week, and then I forget to list or source or photograph or do anything because I'm focused on YouTube. And then I turn around and then I get super focused on eBay and I forget about YouTube. Well, this is just a quick checklist that I can go right down the list and just see what I have to do for the rest of the day. Sometimes this takes 3 hours to do. Sometimes it takes 9 hours to do. Sometimes I don't hit every single one every day. However, the goal is just to get 1% better per day. Now we'll look down at the additional items. Hey, go to the gym. That should probably be on the top part, but I'm pretty good about going to the gym, so I'm not making it a priority as it is pretty much already worked into my life. The next thing is create YouTube videos for secondary channel. I have a couple secondary channels on YouTube where I am not the focal point. I just upload videos about other things. And so that is an additional item that is not priority, but it's something that I like to do because it's growing other YouTube channels. Work on Udemy content / course. I have one course up on Udemy. It is an Amazon FBA selling course. And so occasionally I will add new content to that. Also working on a Poshmark and an eBay course, as well as a few other things that will be coming down the pipeline. So these are all things that I can work on in addition to my daily 5 once the daily 5 are finished. Read 10 pages of a current book. I'm not good at this. I used to be. I fell off the bandwagon. That habit kind of got squashed. I need to get better at this. Research YouTube topics, ideas for upcoming videos. I'm very good about that. Source items from thrift stores. Generally, the thrifting happens whenever I'm making YouTube videos. So if I'm filming a YouTube video, that's pretty much going to happen. The sourcing is pretty much going to happen. Review business finances. Pretty good about that. I love to see where my money's at and what it's doing. And then review goals, habits, and progress, adjust as necessary. So the thing I like about this is something that I print out every single day. Because I print it on a 4x6 Dymo label, I can just peel that label off and stick it in my journal and then mark off the items as we go. So let's do that right now. All right, so I'm gonna go over here and I'm just going to click on this window. I'm gonna say Control P and we're going to say print. And here it comes right out of the printer. Now I don't have to sit and write these things out every single day. I just grab it, peel it off. I have a new page here. I stick it on, and now I can go about my day and mark things off as I go. The daily 5 is something that I highly, highly recommend that you get started with if you are looking to increase your productivity. Now, I'm a reseller. I'm a YouTube content creator. This is what works for me. I don't care if you're a chef, if you're a YouTube content creator, or a reseller, or a real estate agent, or an Instagram influencer. I don't care what you're doing. Your daily top 5 absolutely 100% will help you. If you have a Dymo printer that can print off, there's no ink in a Dymo printer or Zebra printer. They are thermal. And so if you can afford to do that and just print it out every day, that's cool. It sticks right on your notebook page. Awesome. If you can't do that, handwrite 5 things every day. It gets your mind super focused on what you have to do for the day. That's what this is all about. Staying super focused, getting zeroed in on your habits that are eventually going to lead you to your goals. The goals are the end point. The habits are the journey to get you there. And so I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it opens your eyes to another way that you can increase productivity without increasing necessarily your workload. These are things you have to do every single day if you're a reseller. You have to photograph, you have to list, you have to cross-list, delist, relist, whatever. If you're a YouTube content creator, you have to create YouTube content. And then if you're a reseller, like I said, you have to share your closet, you have to make offers, you have to actually engage with people to get them to buy your stuff. Just after a couple months of doing this, it's exploding. Like, the money is better than it's ever been. The sales are better than they've ever been. It's really, really ramping up and moving fast. And honestly, I don't feel it I don't feel the burden of it because it's slow, incremental change that leads us to the goals. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.